Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Pathfinder Kingmaker. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today, taking care of Gondolin as usual, and, well, finding about all the quest lines that the regions have for us, because that's what we've been doing for a little bit now. We have a couple of economies! Oh, what do we have over here? Stability by nobility. It increases stability by 1 whenever the region has a success or a triumph. And then the regent is a specific type of advisor. Increasing stability by 1? Wait a minute. Really? No, not training. Rank up. That's the one. Culture. Espionage. Arcane. Community. Yep. Okay. Yep. I'm going with that. That is pretty good, actually. It needs to be Cirrus. Cirrus, who does that. Blue Blood Community over here. The cost of buildings with a static community bonus. Well, how is that Blue Blood? It is. Bard, College, City Hall, Courthouse, Dwarven Bastion, a bunch of other things is reduced by 15%. That thing sucks, and I don't want it. Basically, that's the current situation. I don't want it. So Cirrus, do your thing. And 7 days to solve this. Probably should save it just in case, because I think there's some very difficult checks that we have up top. And we succeeded on the community thing. Herbalists have been triumphed over. The advisor bargained such a sophisticated and mutually beneficial deal that the news spread like fire. More fortune hunters have already arrived, seeking their fortune and bringing profit to the treasury. That's not mutually beneficial. I mean that is not. I don't need mutual beneficiation. I want all the profit. I don't actually. It's chaotic neutral. But well, what do we have? The Fayback doors. Oh right, this one again. Sure, we did it. And we have the balance. After the public debates, the priestess lost all support among the peasants. Without hesitation, she admitted that balance was more important than the lives and happiness of the people. That is a success? Balance is the crappiest notion. The balance, it can be twisted into anything. Literally anything can be balanced. Just absolutely anything. You can twist any philosophy into being the defense of balance, because balance means nothing at the end of the day, because it is just weighing of different sides. And if one thing, like, what is the balance between sugary drinks and water, right? Do you drink the same amount of sugary drinks as drink water? Because you'd think that would be the balance, but that is pretty bad, and it's not a very balanced diet if you do that. So, you rework the notion of balance into, it's a balanced diet, or in this case, drinkage, but, it's balanced, so you drink plenty of water, and then every once in a while, within regular intervals, you get sugary drinks. But to get to that sort of diet, you don't use the notion of balance. You need to use whatever other notions, like, for example, your blood sugar levels or just the doctor's recommendation, all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? So balance is completely irrelevant in that particular equation, and generally in all of the equations, because something else always comes first, and it's just bollocks. If anything, that's why the whole Jedi are in Star Wars are broken from the start, because they're also all about balance, and that doesn't work, as the movies prove it, I hear, because I never watched any Star Wars. Valerie says, Gilladel, I'm proud to serve you. No one would have believed that the stolen lands could have turned from a criminal hotbed into a secure, legitimate country in such a short time. It's very easy to do that. You just legitimize the criminality. It's not criminal anymore. But you did it, she says. I did. I legitimized the criminality. Our youth... I'm not sure I did. Anyway, our youth dream of becoming craftsmen. Including the women. Farmers and guards when they grow up, not forest bandits. They are the city bandits that I keep talking about. The people that have that once cowered in fear of bandits now boldly report every crime. That sounds awful. It's no longer so easy for a bandit to hide among our honest citizens. Yeah, it's probably not easy for the honest citizens to hide among themselves, because they just like I don't know. My neighbor left his clothes out in the sun for too long. This can't be good for the morale of the city, or something. You know, because you know how small, not small folk. How do you say that? You know how country folk are. They'll get if they're the sort of people that get on each other's business. They'll get on each other's business. People are grateful to you for the change, says Valerie. A guild of river shipbuilders arrived at the palace today. They are highly respected in the river kingdoms. They would like to thank you with a gift for riding the rivers. Sorry, excuse me. For reading the rivers of pirates who sank the ships they built. Right, I did the reading of the pirates. How shall we put them to use? Well, we have pluses on everything, so I would like the economy. The kingdom requires developed trade. I want every merchant across our lands to receive a warm welcome, whether they're our own citizens or foreigners. I hope the merchants appreciate this gesture, says Valerie. I will convey your message to them. This is her own thing. She didn't have an opinion on that. I wish everything was like that. Then the choices would matter a little bit more. Greetings, Your Highness, says Nazriel. Thank you, Nazriel. Greetings to you as well. Always a pleasure. And we got Silent Whisper, which is my God +5 weapon. It's a dagger, a punching dagger. Proper stuff. I mean, we should have been getting this for a while now, but it is what it is. It takes a while. Support the region's endeavors for community a bunch. I like community a bunch. Let's go ahead and get whatever it... Community. Oh, we got the regent and the curator. We'll go with the curator. It's been a while since this fellow over here has had my support, as it were. I did the support. And now he wants to talk to me. Stability by nobility. Success. Good. And then we have a bunch of things over here. Red Light. A brothel was opened under protection of Callistra's temple in the region. It has more and more customers by the day. Erastil's followers are enraged, though. These despicable fallen women are destroying... Oh, no, not this one. Again, where it's about how apparently... First off, the brothel is specifically women. Also, they're fallen, which sort of implies that the prostitution is a bad thing. And also, it's just wrong, because the countries that have legalized prostitution have better families. Because of the reasons of, you know, if you want to wet your noodle, as it were, you go to the brothel in privacy. You don't need to do it at the side of the street, or in fear of the cops, or anybody else for that matter. And nobody has to know anything, instead of... I don't know, hooking up with your neighbor, and then it gets a big mess because it's your neighbor. You know, that's the simple explanation of why, in fact, legalized brothels are good for families rather than bad. Let's send Lindsay. I'm sure she is very good at teaching the prostitutes, the only women prostitutes, how to do the proper prostitution. Which it's a good thing, because she's from the arts, so she can dance and stuff. Unknown troublemakers are spurring the people to rebel against their ruler. Not this one again. Go there and murder them all, Amiri. Actually, anybody, really, because, Amiri. Yeah, they're all very good. Let's send the storyteller. The finest assassins in the world of magic. A greedy Nexian gnome mage is offering the sale of advanced military magic technology. Given that magic technology, sure. I mean, sure, it does. It works. It's not wrong. It's just that usually those are sort of put in fantasy settings. They're put in opposite sides. Given that Nex is always preparing for another military encounter with Geb, it's bound to be useful, dash, and deadly. That dash is actually well used, so that shouldn't be mocking the game about its usage of dash. What am I saying? I should be mocking the game for its usage of dashes. We've seen it multiple times. Nobody wanted to talk to me though about the ranks ups. I want the ranks ups. Give me the ranks ups and the prostitution. Get those our families the good. Support the region's endeavors. We did. We got the thing. And the finest assassins in the world of magic for +10. That's pretty good. Arcane, which makes sense because it's a bunch of it's the finest. Justice of the crowd. A crowd of enraged peasants is trying to lynch a young Aasimar girl. Oh, no, this one. Yeah. Valerie, go in there, murder the peasants, and go to the brothel or something. I don't know. Just we're running out of... people are not talking about after... People are basically not talking after these things. Is it the case that once you reach level 10, you just don't have anything else? Because look at that. We got 6 events, and one of them for sure it's this one, because this is up to level 6. Or level 5, actually, for our arcane, which is a good thing. Clash of the Fanatics. Hostilities have arisen between the priests of Abadar and Grozeggs over who the prettiest prostitute is. That's all what this episode is about now. The wise words of the high priest impressed the priests so much that they made peace and exchanged generous gifts. Their elated followers returned to the temples of the reconciled gods. The gift makers rejoiced, I'm sure. The triumph over here over the troublemakers. What was the other one? The rebels against so we taught them good to praise our ultimate amazingness of tyranny. Red light. Wait, is that the name of the brothel? Lindsay did a very good job teaching all the prostitutes, and things were great. So, Guardians of the World Wound. That sounds awful. The Mendev Crusaders, without a cross, are doing their best to hold the line, but their defenses are imperfect. Several demons from the World Wound slipped past the Crusaders, without a cross, capital C as well, now that I look at it, infiltrated the local lands, and immediately began to hunt our citizens. If this breach is not addressed, the demons will breed until they are prepared to strike Mendev in the back specifically, and you don't want that. You don't want that. And then hordes of demons will pour into this world and overwhelm the river kingdoms, and after that, perhaps all of Golarion. That cannot be allowed to happen. Or this cannot be. Well, this has been allowed to happen. That is that we don't. So Amory can go in there, and I'm sure she will be very good at it. We might have to spend a crisis point just in case. A local leader and a loyal servant of the crown has died. He was a pillar of the community and the embodiment of stability. His death, because he was very good on the stripping pole, and he was very stable on that, so that's why. His death has stirred the community, and is it stripping pole that you call it, or just the pole? You know what I'm talking about, right? In strip clubs, the pole, then you dance on that. Anyway, his death has stirred the community and raised questions about the future. Of course, it has. I'm not really sure what kind of questions it has, but he was a pillar, so, you know, you don't want a pillar to go down, because otherwise the ceiling collapses. Because contrary to what happens in movies and video games, a column is a pretty important thing. In fact, it's a structural... integral thing of the building. Structurally integral thing. That's how I should have said it. Octavia says, I've just spoken with a Khalid Shaman, who came in voluntarily and surrendered himself to the guards. Khalid are the demons, I believe. He and his brethren have fled their tribes. ... They know that they will never win, and that you're the, quote, best chief, as he put it. Now they wish to serve you, I'm sorry, and are even willing to share their knowledge with us. But I don't think we should take them up on their offer. It's not that their word can't be trusted. I believe it can, because these guys are like they're ridiculously bound to their morality. So they're lawful good, or lawful evil rather than the other ones. But our security is more valuable than any assistance they could offer. Plus, the people are scared to death of them, ... They can summon ferocious beasts, and not long ago, they were doing terrible things in the service of our enemy. I believe it would be best to simply command them to leave and never return. That is also not what I want to do. Can we not just kill them? Because that would be an interesting thing. They may remain in my lands. I want to be their new chief. The shamans have 10 days to leave my realm. You know what? This is probably... They may remain in my lands for as long as they serve me faithfully and loyally. Nah. I thought it was going to be... They can remain, but don't let them... I don't need their help. So it's do as you see fit. I don't... Whatever, Octavia. Then I'll send them away. We'll do without their troublesome services, for sure. The minus twos and plus twos, that doesn't matter. Most of that was... not most of that. All of those were uneven results of stats. It's just whatever you want to prioritize. Which I don't want to prioritize anything, mostly because we just gain tremendous bonuses by doing these things, so, you know, pluses and minus twos, those don't matter too much. Okay, so I'm gonna put that point over there, because I have them, and, you know how you do when you have a lot of money. You splurge it, because that's why I don't have any money. Spell resistance discovery. Groundbreaking research has uncovered new secrets in spell resistance. It provides a spell resistance of 16 to the queen and her companions while fighting in claimed regions. That is actually pretty good. It is Octavia, though, so it's a bit of a bummer. Mostly because I need to support her endeavors. So, and I will, obviously. Strengthen. Why? Oh, because it's a new strengthen. It's probably strengthen somebody else as the Magister. Because we just leveled Arcane up. Justice of the Crowd. The Regent managed to arrest the girl before she could be tried at the stake. That's not what... It's not tried. You don't get tried at the stake. You get killed at the stake. The impartial investigation not only exonerated the, quote, witch, unquote. It's... Did we get to see this before? Did we? Because the fear of witches is intimately related to the Christianity, really. In Europe, obviously, and certainly in, you know, periods that this setting would resemble, and not just that, because that isn't necessarily the problem. You have a lot of things in this setting that are intimately, or that are originally caused by Christianity, and it's just part of European culture, inevitably anyway. The thing is, it's a specific type of fear that is very related to hating everybody that is not Christian, and also hating women in specific. She's a girl, and it is that, you know, it cannot be avoided, that comparison. So yeah, that is also a thing. But specifically, the fact that it's like anything against magic is, I believe, the reason why. Or not the reason why, but rather the reason pointed to for the persecution of witches, because magic, apparently there's some part of the Bible that uses those words to say unequivocally, or it's sort of black and white, that magic is evil. And of course there's other bits that say the opposite, but we don't look at those bits because, you know, that's how it goes. But specifically, yeah, that wouldn't make sense in the setting, is what I'm saying, because for all I know, witch is a class. And, yeah. At least in Dungeons & Dragons, there's characters that are witches. And nobody bats an eyelid, and it makes sense that they wouldn't, because they're freaking... What's the problem with being a witch? Yeah, sure, you do some magic rituals. Yeah, welcome to Pathfinder Kingmaker. But also at least... she wasn't a prostitute witch, because then, well, the families and the other things. But also found those truly responsible saboteurs from Pitax. Of course, now that Pitax is within our lens, it's Pitax attacking. I'm sure it is. And it's the witches, the prostitutes. Strengthen the storyteller's skill as a magister. No, not important. Because the storyteller is the curator. That's right, I remember these things, even though I need to look at them up. The wise man, a promising magician and scientist, which is sort of, again, the opposite, but anyway, has arrived in the region from abroad. He is looking for a quiet place where he won't be disturbed. The authorities may benefit from cooperation with him. And Octavia is very happy to receive him. And she will. I'll let her do that, most likely. A technical issue. A small cult of Droskar in the Five Kings Mountains is offering to sell dwarven mining equipment. Yeah, we had this one before. Let's see, Jethal. Yeah, this is a pretty high check over here. Let's see, Kanara, you can do that. You hate it, but tough luck. Combat priests. Ah, of course, our favorite combat priests. These are very easy though, so I like it. It might be they're easy because of the fact that we upgraded a lot of stuff, because those are actually responsible for increasing our chances a lot. Some peasants captured an invader who entered their village in the middle of the night. They charge him with being a Galton spy and are threatening to hang him. The captured half-elf claims it's just an ordinary wanderer, and it's like in Japan. There is a Ronin, and he begs for mercy. Which actually, I say that it's like in Japan, he's a Ronin, but Dungeons and Dragons, not so much Pathfinder, but Dungeons and Dragons actually has a lot of influence from Japanese manga and things like that, which is kind of an interesting mixture of all the things. It makes the setting very, very varied. It definitely allows you to have some interesting things. There's trouble, Gilladel, says Octavia. Octavia, wherever you are, there's always trouble. I wish it was we are, but I'm unfortunately inexorably drawn away from my chaotic neutral alignment, but whatever. A powerful magical anomaly has afflicted one of our regions, she says. According to local mages, spells either simply don't work or lead to completely unexpected results. While trying to repair his carriage, an experienced mage unwittingly levitated a bystander elsewhere. Didn't we say that? Or was it the horse? Anyway, elsewhere, a famous illusionist was setting fireworks off, but instead turned the ground under his audience's feet into deep and slippery mud. New reports pour in by the day. Magical fires sweep the settlements. Storms of acid form from nothing. Furniture comes to life. Oh, no, not the furniture alive again. To life and attacks its owners. How dare it. The worst part is that we have no clue as to the nature or cause of this. There are simply no scholars with sufficient knowledge remaining in the kingdom. Period. We put too many restrictions on the inhabitants of the mages' quarter. All that remains is to deal with the consequences. It is indeed. Look at that. End dialogue. The treasurer, she says, could simply send some money to the poor souls and hope they can deal with their problems themselves. However, the more reliable course would be to enlist the aid of the high priest. Divine magic is powerful, and unlike arcane magic, it remains untouched by the anomaly. Period. It still works as it's supposed to. Wait, you mean... You could have started with that, Octavia. You could have started with the fact that magic is not working properly, and everything is going magic. Because that sounds like it'd be pretty much the most important thing out of all that thing. Just sort of not just hint at it at the end, which is what she did. She didn't actually say it out loud that magic doesn't work as it's supposed to. She said just that divine magic, contrary to normal magic or arcane or whatever, works properly. A group of mages allowed their magic to slip out of their control, leading... Oh, so that's what she meant. It was a snide remark. It is not actually the case that arcane magic is not working properly. It's just that some arcane magic is not working properly, leading to widespread disaster. Unpredictable magical effects are cropping up all over. No, not the all over cropping. Okay, we're gonna take that. We're gonna need somebody else to deal with. Lindsay can deal with. Of course, we are very good at all the things. I will want to look at our rank ups. Jethal. Nope, that's not the right key. Can I have... No, that is bad news, actually. Well, we have things to explore, so it's not like we're just gonna skip days. But we did all the things. Getting that thing that reduces the day requirement to half for the ranks up, that's phenomenal. That's really powerful. So this needs to be dealt with before the end of next month. Yeah. And it's also 75%. I don't like 75%. So we're just gonna do this. Magical anomaly. Kanara is gonna be amazing. She always is. I'm pretty sure she is. She has a spotless record in my book. I think Kanara. I don't think she was ever exasperating or anything. Guardians of the Whirlwind, the general's warriors, met the demonic hordes in battle, and then, at a critical moment, the Mendev Crusaders, without a cross, hastily summoned from the Whirlwind, struck the demons in their flank. Working together, the combined forces killed each and every demon. The Mendev Crusaders were grateful for the assistance and left singing praises of the kingdom's armies. Or army. Good. +8 military. Because of all the singing. Rest in peace, the successor chosen by the counselor promised to carry on what the deceased had begun. The people were cheered to see that life goes on, and the future promises to be happier than the past, because they like the new person better than the old one. That's why it's happier than the past. What do we have over here? Well, we're gonna need Jathal over there. Actually, this worries me, because we don't have any ranks up. Well, it doesn't worry me, but it is a thing. We also have safe refuge over here. Bravois' great houses have been fighting a silent war for generations. They just don't talk too much. It's a thing. It's complicated. And off we go. Off we go to the west. Like the elves at the end of... No spoilers. Bakken is showing up and gave me an explosion ring. Thank you, Bakken. You're a darling. I don't need no explosion ring, though. Actually, I need to look into... Yeah, we're a little bit overloaded, but it's not too bad. I can worry about it later. And also, I have a hat. I might not have it with me, but I do have a hat that increases my carry weight by 200. So, let's look at our journal. Because... Search the temple, quote-unquote. Yeah, attrition is... I have no idea what that is, actually. Well, what we have remaining, apart from the temple, quote-unquote, is just to find things in the western areas of the world. Oh, I should have looked at the quest, at the main quest, because the main quest tells me how long it's going to be. Yeah, it's not that long. We spent more than half of the time. 109 days, so basically 3.5 months. A little bit over that. So go to Pitax. There we go. And we look at all the things that we have to explore. So I think that might... so let's go over here, maybe. We have to claim a bunch of stuff as well. Could have done that before, but... I mean... We didn't. So, let's claim. Claim! Then we have that. That has been claimed. We have a lot of things to the north. We have a little bit over there. Let's go over there, but unfortunately it doesn't quite work very intuitively, actually, that you can't just click on things. Also, because now we have all those upgrades done, we are never going to get any random encounters in these areas. Unless we're finding the skeleton warrior, because, you know, that guy's always going to be everywhere trying to sell me whatever it's trying to sell me. Inconspicuous ravine. This is a type of area that we have seen since the beginning of the game. A quiet place hidden away from the main trade routes, and the perfect refuge for those who wish to remain unseen. Giggling Hill, that is also great. Voices can sometimes be heard from the muddy holes under this hill, sometimes even laughter or screams of pain. Not, get your mind out of the gutter. The locals forbid their children from playing here, but no matter the types of screens, they wouldn't they? I am having a lot of trouble. But people still disappear from nearby villages. So we're gonna do that. Just want to make sure. Yes, that is great. And then we're gonna go over yonder. Try to go to the Giggling Hill and see why it's giggling at me and screaming in hurt. It hurts. That is weird, actually. I'm making fun of... I'm making fun of the text, obviously, but... why would they be giggling and... and screaming in pain? It's weird. Oh no, it's another one of these that I can't solve, because the game gives me 0 things to go on. Oh, look at that! It's a person! It's a person called Goods. I'll take your loot, Mr. Goods. I'm sorry you died. Look at all that. I have no... it's like, I don't understand. I don't understand, like, it's not even that I don't understand the puzzle, it's that I don't understand why they did that. Well, it's Fae, isn't it? We should have seen it coming. We're very good at this, don't worry about it. But they're gonna die. It's the other world. They have a name for it, but I keep forgetting. It's also gonna be ambushes. Yeah, that's a sigh. That was a sigh in advance. Unfortunately, we're gonna be attacked from the side. I hate it. I hate it. Octavia. Control fireballs in here. She's immediately killed. Let's reload the game. Or do this. She was one shot. That's Volks. These guys are difficult though. They're really tricky. And yes, our backline, our entire backline is gone. Of course it is. I actually meant to, you know, position our. Oh, we have minus. That's fine. That's fine. I did mean to position ourselves into a better placement here, so that I wouldn't get killed. But obviously that was not. I was not early enough. Let's do a couple of these, and we're gonna be fine. Let's also get this on you. You also have some really interesting buffs later on. It's run per levels though, so yeah, it's not that great. Is that on personal though, so it doesn't matter. Hurried wilting, hiccup. I'm sorry, not really. Waves of ecstasy. That's for enemies. Banshee blasts. Eagle soul. Burst of glory. It's round per level. Come on, it's not that great. It's fine though. Okay. It's a little bit of a buff. It's fine. That's a thing. There's people. An amulet and a scimitar. The amulet of Agile Fist +4. And a Thundering Claw of the Bear. It's a scimitar +4 with +1 d6 sonic and +1 d6 electricity. It's a really great really great weapon. Unfortunately, there are so many types of weapons that it's barely ever the case that we get the types that we need. I don't think anybody uses a scimitar in my team. And yeah, that's that. Okay. Are we gonna get ambushed again? I don't know what that is. I don't think we are. I think we're good. I think we killed them all. That was that. That was the giggling and the screams of pain, apparently. Sounds good. I mean, sure. Let's get out. We did it. It's not the first time though that that was it. I think, but it isn't the first time that we find an area like this. These random areas tend to be just a single encounter. So while it does feel a little bit, you know, it's sort of over-promised, the description, sort of like, oh, this is gonna be exciting. Well, it's just you're gonna get. No, it isn't gonna be exciting. You're gonna get upset. That's what it's gonna happen. We have that one is done. We have the squiggly wiggles back here. Let's go through here. And I have... It's 5 past midnight. There it is. And now we have things over here. Kalike? No, Lindsay. The Grand Diplomat helped the cultists forge a huge trade deal with Bravoy in exchange for a few of the mining machines, of course. It costs us a little bit, but we're just swimming in money right now, so it really does not matter. And we're just waiting, basically. What is our situation? So anything that's a level 10, we can't rank it up anymore. I'm pretty sure that is basically the situation. Because look at the difference here. Community is 251, but economy is 674, which means that we have wasted all the things. Well, we didn't really waste, but, you know, if I wanted to min-max, I would destroy any economy building in the world here and just make, you know, whatever, stuff like espionage. I need espionage. How am I going to get espionage? I'm not. Basically, that's it. We're not going to go up on that. But, you know, if we're lucky, maybe we are, although I doubt it, but, you know, never know. Let's go over through here, and we have the Weeping Grove. That's two geographical features that have human emotions. Let's go into the inconspicuous ravine. Probably should have slept outside, because I think we are exhausted, or at least it would make sense that we would be exhausted. Didn't we get something, like, we weren't exhausted in the last fight. We are exhausted now. Oh, Valerie's not. Valerie's just great. It's sort of, Amory and Valerie are two names of very close together. We have a Goblin Merchant, which is an upgrade over the Skeleton Warrior. Hello. Oh, we're all exhausted. It sucks. You again? No, not you. What is wrong with you? Wait, are you the one... That's... I don't remember the Goblin Merchant. And we have not been here. So let's hear them ramble. So, let's take these out. Yeah, just drag them into the least likeliest of places, which is anything, really. We got a bunch of Watch Order, Camp Camouflage. That's pretty good. We got a bunch of hunting there. That is very good hunting there, though. So Camp Camouflage, that is good enough. And I kind of want to go ahead and do that. That's pretty good. And then you do the cooking. Blend into the night. What does that do, actually? Nah, you do the cooking. The hearty meal, the one that doesn't use up any ingredients.
What will your end of times look like, Harem? You'll hardly live to see it, and I'd like to know what to prepare for.
So much arrogance in your words, so much smugness. Do you wish to live forever? Grotus laughs at your plans, for they might be cut short in a day, in an hour, or the very next moment.
Ooh, main cook prepared an excellent hearty meal. Wait, is it always excellent? Octavia holds you tight. Her soft lips touch your ear, and she whispers softly, "Listen, aren't you tired of all this? Expeditions, battles, constant blood and dirt, and worse yet, ambassadors, advisors, and giving orders. Let's just run away. Abandon all this. They aren't children. They'll figure it out without you, and we'll go to Absalom. I've always wanted to see it. Or no, even farther, beyond the sea of Osirion or Katapesh. Just you and I." You're joking, right? I'm not sure. I guess I probably am. We can't let everyone down, can we? But you know what? Maybe later, when all this is over, maybe we really will run away. Think of it. And the half-elf kisses your ear and pulls away. Oh, I thought we were having like a spoon moment or something. Is it spoon? I don't know the slang. I'm really bad. Let's get out. And the reason why that is because we have a relationship. It's been a long while, though. The relationship is really not maintained. Actually, you know what? For all the time, all of the bickering. I was gonna say some of the bickering should be transformed into relationship building between characters. No. All of the bickering should be transformed into relationship building between characters. All the time that they did, it's completely wasted. Even if, like, it's totally wasted, even if they didn't make any relationship building. It's a bad thing that they bicker against each other, because it just makes me like them less. And it's bad. Oh my god, I hate that they bicker. Because I'm the one who bickers with the game. I don't need to, but so all the game has to do is just use dashes properly. A large group of fugitive slaves and from Razmiran approach the border. There are numerous craftsmen and artisans among them. Will they find safe refuge here? Yeah, I would guess that all of them are craftsmen and artisans. Well, actually, wait, there's house slaves as well. they wouldn't be considered craftsmen and artisans, though. But what will we do? We'll send Lindsay in there. Actually, you know what? I'll send Sana. Just half the chance of missing or of failing there. But the whole chance of us running out of time. Because we're out of time. So for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Pathfinder Kingmaker. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching. And I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.